So, Jocelyn, we wanted to know what is business transformation all about, and can you tell us why it is a strategic move for an organization to undergo such process?
Well, for International SOS, the particular context is we grew organically very, very quickly over the last quarter of a century. And business transformation was a way of realigning how the company is today as compared to how it's grown over the years, to really focus on making sure that what we are doing is aligned to what is our new reality. The company is now more than $1 billion. The way we do things is no longer the same way as when the company was in its infancy, or even when I joined a decade ago. The other element of business transformation that's quite important for us is that as an industry leader in a market that's relatively new, particularly medical and security assistance, we need to constantly innovate, we need to constantly drive ourselves internally and not just only against competition. Our competition is not necessarily what we benchmark ourselves against. We have to have that internal drive of constantly transforming ourselves to meet our expectations, the expectations of our clients, I mean.
Okay. So, Jocelyn, what are the biggest challenges in change management, and how can we overcome such a hurdle?
For us, the biggest challenge has been the fact that we are a company that grows so fast. So we are at 15-20% growth sustainably over the last 25 years or so of the company, which means that the entire company has such an agenda of constant change driven by the market, driven by the needs of our clients, the needs of the various travelers and expatriates around the world. And within this context, to also drive internal transformation, to also drive long-term improvements which are structurally needed, but maybe not as urgent as coping with our immediate market demands, that's been a huge challenge. So really to have the internal drive at the same time as the external drive that's pushing us. It's a combined agenda of change, one that's sort of driven externally, and one that we have to force onto ourselves long term to have that sustainable organization.
How are you handling these challenges so far in your organization?
It is definitely difficult because the client always comes first, and so what we need is really the discipline of those internal projects, the discipline of looking at a business transformation internally, but also benchmarking against other organizations of a greater size or of a similar type of industry, so that we can have that structural organizational change, while letting, of course, the operations and the sales be in line with the market demands.
Perfect. Okay, so in today's globalized environment, what is the best way to deal with cultural integration of internal and external staff?
Right, thanks for that question, because SOS is definitely a global company. We're present in more than 70 countries, and that's our strength, this worldwide reach that we have. So what originally became almost opportunistic, we saw the people coming in, the people that were staying in the organization that were successful, has now become more systematic, which is recruiting global citizens, people who have 2 or 3 cultural backgrounds, people who've had experience in 1, 2, 3 continents. I could be a typical example. I'm half Asian, half French. I spent a lot of time in the US. So that culture is something that allows us to have a global view and not just be specific to one mentality or one mindset.
So what are the important lessons? What important lessons can other organizations learn from International SOS in the area of business transformation?
In my view, and this is quite personal, you always hear about executive sponsorship and how important that is, and that's quite obvious. So there's nothing different there. Our executive sponsorship is very strong. We're a private-owned company that's very, very strongly driven by its founders. But at the same time, what I would say for us, what has been important is getting the middle management to be the relay of that vision, to make sure that it can transform it into reality. So that middle management for us in driving the change in the organization has been people who've been in the company 5, 10, 15 years, who know the company very well, who know its processes, who know its challenges, its business, and who are able to take that direction that's been given by the senior management and make it a reality in the day-to-day of what we're trying to change in the company. Through projects, through responding to market demands, it can be quite a few things. The other element I would say is also that the vision and the direction provided cannot be only financial. If you want to motivate, if you want to really drive an organizational change, definitely you will have P&L considerations, you will have investments, you will have a lot of elements that can be measured financially and which are part of the business case. That's not what's going to get people to move together in one direction. So that's where the importance of the organization's values and the mission is really what will get everyone to embark on that common agenda.
In one word, how would you describe the current state of the SSO industry in Asia?
I would say it's diverse, very diverse. What people think about being a shared service, to some people it can mean 3 people in one location servicing 2 or 3 offices. It can be a center that's 5,000 to 10,000 people strong, doing worldwide operations. To us, it's 100 people in Asia, it's 100 people in Europe. It is strict and strong discipline and governance, with regular monthly reviews, with a lot of reporting, a lot of projects that support the change that we're driving. It can mean so many different things to so many different people that to even group people together, their expectations are going to be so varied. And last year we had speakers who were saying, oh, you know, my shared services, it's 7,000 people. That's about the size of many of the companies who are present. So that diversity, it's very hard to unify people around the concept of what is shared services. It can mean so many different things, but I think the commonality remains internal services to other internal clients, and hopefully that's what people can find in various aspects through the conference, through this week.